Currently, the council cuts almost all of its green space on a regular 2-week cutting cycle, cutting the grass to a very short length. This type of approach has very limited benefit to wildlife. We think on about 1/3 of our green space, we could introduce a management regime which would have much more benefit to wildlife. This would be through a combination of letting grass grow long or rewilding. In some of these areas, we would naturally get flowers coming up that haven't had a chance to bloom previously. In other areas, we would look to introduce new wildflower, and in others still, we would look to introduce tree planting. All of these approaches have benefits to wildlife in terms of pollinators, so your bees, your butterflies and your hoverflies, but also it has knock-on benefits to reptiles, to small mammals, birds and even bats. We're conscious that there can be a perception of neglect on areas that look like this, so we'd be very careful to frame these areas with short, regular cut margins. We would include shortly cut paths so that these areas could still be accessed. We would also use signage to show that these areas aren't neglected, but they're being managed in this specific way for wildlife. We think that if we can introduce these measures and get them right, that we could really introduce some fantastic, colourful wild areas into our towns and villages that we can really be proud of.